Hello and welcome to this edition of Wake Up and Live with the Arts. I'm Sue Johnson, your host this evening, along with James McGilbray, our videographer, and hello to Lester Bryan, our editor, who is not with us this evening. So that's the team who brings you Wake Up and Live with the Arts, and tonight we are thrilled to have again a very special guest you should begin to recognize, Richard Asbury, one of Cleveland's newer playwrights, and he's brought along a friend of his and ours now, Peter Toomey, who is in the cast of a play called Black and Blue Rhapsody, which we will be doing a dramatic reading on November 10th. So Richard, good to see you again. You're getting to be a regular. Pretty soon you co-host with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about you as a playwright. Now, we've done several of your plays as readings, and you've produced a couple on your own without us. And if I recall, the plays have been The Emperor of Lincoln Street,
Yes.
Time to Go Home, Drums of Zanzibar.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how did you come to write this newest play?
Oh, I was watching the news, and it was another problem with police in the community. And all of a sudden, an old blues tune came on. Why am I so black and blue?
Okay.
It bounced around in my head for about a week.
And that tune is by Fats Waller. For those of you in old-time jazz enthusiasts, you have to look him up because he was popular in the 30s, the 40s, not sure about the late 20s.
Yeah, the 20s.
Late 20s?
Yes.
Yes. But Fats Waller is from that era with so many of those guys and
Right.
gals.
Right.
Yeah.
And the lyrics in that song, I'm not going to burden you with them, but they rolled around in my head for a couple weeks. And then I decided, well, how can I write something that addresses the conflicts that are going on right now between the police and the black community? And so the play just evolved from there.
Okay, and it is a two-act play, and we, along with Peter Toomey and a cast of, not thousands, 8,
Yes.
we will be doing a dramatic reading on Saturday, November 10th at the Otis Moss Health Center. And from there, beyond the dramatic reading, to get the play up on its feet, we hope to go into full production in the spring, so that you'll hold your dates for March, April, May, we don't know. But we would love to see you come out for the full production. And as of tonight, all the tickets are sold for the staged reading or the dramatic reading. Peter, were you responsible for any of that?
No, ma'am, but I'll take credit if you're
Giving it out?
willing to share.
Now, your acting talent resume is quite extensive. Now, you have done a good bit of video work, commercials, film work, etc. How do you feel about the theater as part of your overall genre?
Well, it's interesting, Sue, because I actually started on stage.
Almost all great actors do.
Well, I think you're right, because
Yeah.
there's an awful lot to be learned there. I did community musical comedy
Okay.
at Huntington and Clegg Playhouse, a little bit of ensemble here on the east side. And eventually after that, moved into, as my business life wound down a little bit, I had a little bit more time to audition and get into some video and independent film work. So it's been, for me, a lovely blend of
Right.
two arenas.
Now, some of our viewers may, like may or may not recognize you or go way past in history. Tell us about your previous business life that some viewers may remember.
Well, it could be. I have spent my entire career in the marketing and advertising business, and started at Republic Steel for 13 years in their advertising department. Did a year at Leaseway Transportation in Beechwood, and then 8 years at Melderman Fewsmith Advertising, one of the large regional agencies in Cleveland. And I was working on accounts like B.F. Goodrich Tires and Libby Glass in Toledo, and eventually Glidden Paint downtown. And then when a series of mergers created less space for all of us in that building. Is that the polite way of putting that?
Yes,
Yeah, I like that.
I was in what we now fondly refer to as the first graduating class.
Okay.
After that merger.
I love your spin on life's vagaries for corporate issues.
There is that.
Yes.
Yeah. At that time, I was honored to have a call from a dear friend who said, "I'm working for a company that could use some marketing help. You want to step in?" And before I had a chance to figure out what my next step was, I had my first client. So I hung up a shingle and ran Toomey and Friends Advertising for 24 years.
Hot dog.
So, it's been fun.
And now you are a very fine actor. We are pleased to have you with us at the Wake Up and Lives Actors Studio. And we look forward to you being a participant, hopefully, in the full production coming up in the spring. And he plays a policeman. And we're going to find out a little bit about that shortly. And Richard, tell us a little bit about the play, Black and Blue Rhapsody, without revealing the juicy tidbits.
The place basically deals with attitudes. The attitudes of the black community and the attitudes of the police. The play travels through time. It starts out in 1968, goes to 1988, 2008, and 2016. And it starts in what I call the crucible of the black community, the barbershop.
Yes.
And the discussions that occur in the barbershop about the world as the people in the barbershop see it. And it moves on from there. And that's about as much as I want to reveal
Right now. And one of the interesting pieces, I'm not revealing the storyline or any of the action, is one of the interesting things is that at the end of this reading and production, we are going to have what most of you are familiar with, an audience talk back. And it serves a particular purpose. It will address police and community relations. And as I've said before about this play, nothing changes but the date in some situations. Tell us a little bit about your character, the police officer O'Neill.
It is.
Okay.
O'Neill's an old-fashioned cop from a family of old-fashioned cops. And as such, he's got some attitudes, he's got some history, and he brings that to his patrol car. I was intrigued with Richard's treatment, and therefore I'm happy to help try to bring O'Neill to that stage this week, and we'll see what we learn about him and see what we learn about this script and ways possibly that we could strengthen it.
Of course, yes. That's the idea of a dramatic or a staged reading, is to see the playwright's work really get up on its legs, as we say in the industry. And we start working out glitches and the good parts and the not so strong parts, so that as we go along, when we get to the full production, many of the kinks will have been worked out by that time. Richard is a very serious writer. Lord knows he has sent 400 copies where he has adjusted the play, the script. I keep teasing him about that. So I've used up a ream of paper typing various drafts of the play. But it is dynamite. Ooh, that goes back to the 70s.
Right.
Yeah. So we're going to stop here for just a second. We're going to give you just a hint or a taste of Black and Blue Rhapsody. We want to tease you with just a hint of what Black and Blue Rhapsody by Richard Asbury is about. We mentioned a moment ago that it's about police and community relations. So here's a partial scene that will hopefully make you interested and want to attend either the reading, if we have some seats, or the full production in the spring. So here we go. It's midnight and we see a police officer cruising through a working class black neighborhood. The policeman approaches the car, which belongs to Ace.
All right, pull over and stop your vehicle. You have any weapons in the car?
Yes, I do. 2 knives, mace, and a club.
All right, place them all on the dash in plain view. All right, Kevin, let's dismount. I'll approach from the driver's side. You stay back in his blind side on the passenger's side, all right? All right, turn on your body cam. Good evening, sir. My name is Officer O'Neill. We noticed that you were swerving in and out of your lane. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was falling asleep. I was just about to pull over and get some. Oh, it's you, Officer O'Neill. I'm proud to be pulled over by you. So you're still on patrol duty. You're having trouble getting promoted?
Sir, I'd like to see your license and registration, please. Sir, I smell alcohol in your car.
There ain't no alcohol in this car. I had my last drink hours ago. You pulled me over because you don't believe that a man like me can have a Lexus on a barber's salary.
Sir, turn off your vehicle, provide the documents, and exit your vehicle, please.
I ain't getting out. It's dark. There's no cars around. This looks like Rodney King all over again. I think if you think I'm drunk, give me a ticket. I'm not getting out of the protection of my car at night with 2 cops. Just give me the ticket. I'll call my lawyer. And anyway, you ain't got no probable cause to arrest me anyway.
Sir, I do have probable cause. My partner and I observed you driving erratically, and I smell alcohol. That's all I need. Now turn off your vehicle, provide the documents, and exit the car.
No, this is a setup. You want to get me for costing you money. That was years ago. You need to get over that.
Sir, this is my last request. Now turn off the engine, provide the documents, and exit the car.
No. I ain't getting out of my car. I'm going home. Take this.
Well, we hope that gives you a very slim idea of what's going on in Black and Blue Rhapsody. Want to thank Peter Toomey as Officer O'Neill, and Richard Asbury was filling in for one of the actors who will be playing Ace, but wasn't available to come in this evening. So thanks to Peter Toomey as Officer O'Neill, and Richard Asbury filling in for the character of Ace. Now, we understand that the tickets are pretty much sold out for the reading, which is Saturday, November 10th at 3 o'clock at the Otis Moss Health Center, right across the street from where we are right now at the historic Karamu House Theater. And if you really want to know if there are any extra seats, or if you want to be put on a waiting list to be notified when it's time for us to do the full production in the spring, call Richard at 216-225-3429. Or you can always email A.Z.Asbury. What are the numbers to that? 2015. We'll run that on the crawl at gmail.com. And I am Sue Johnson at Wake Up and Lives. Lives has an S. Wake Up and Lives at gmail.com. And we will be happy to let you know that if there are any tickets left for Saturday, November 10th, or you want to be put on the mailing list for the spring, let us know. Thanks again to the guys for the play for this edition of Wake Up and Live with the Arts.